So we got one of the endings in this game, the male Shiro, aka Gamer Boy, basically. And so, well, I guess it's time to get all the other routes. And for the sake of saving time, I think I'll just start from stage 3. The last part of stage 3, I believe, if you start from the diary, you can just simply choose the affection points for the characters, hopefully, like this. And so probably, if I had to guess, you'll probably just start with their route immediately after like stage 3. So that's when the branching points probably start changing, right? Because I could also just start from the very beginning and everything, but you know, there's like a few scenes you might get, like the break time scenes in particular. They can choose who you want to hang out with and everything on the first 3 days. But you know, it's a little tedious to go through all those parts. So I think again for the sake of convenience, I'll probably just start from here. You know, because there's got a lot of endings you're gonna go through. I don't want to go through every single one for every little, you know, single scene at this point. It's a lot, I feel like. A lot of tedium. So I'll just start from here. That's fine. But let's see. So I guess we'll just go down the list, really. I guess I'll just start with Shidou, maybe? So trying to remember. So stage... Well, I can see in the descriptions, actually. So stage 3. So stage 1 was the Samurai Fantasy 7, right? Attraction. Next day, they did little kart racing at the Alice in Wonderland themed attraction. Then on stage 3 would be the Horror Hospital. So I guess it says here, our failure inside the destroyed hospital left us shaken. So on stage 3, I guess that's when the hospital blows up. So no matter what route you do, the hospital always blows up, and Urube always, you know, disappears after he say he's a traitor and everything, I guess. So yeah, I guess that's where the branching point is. So starting from here, let's give full affection to Shidou. So we're gonna be in this, like, time travel to a parallel universe where instead of hanging out with Miyoshi, we hung out with Shidou instead. And you can imagine the scenes, you know, of what happened, I guess, in your head. Probably he's like, oh, I'm gonna save everyone, you know? Let's work together to save everyone, because I'm a police detective and everything. Alright. And then they bond over, I guess, being like heroic people, I don't know. Something like that. I only wonder, because a lot of characters seem to be older than Saki. I just wonder how old he is. He's a police detective, right? So, you imagine he'd be a bit older. Anyway, let's see. I didn't feel very hungry, but Mai, apparently oblivious to larger things at stake, was starving. I'm gonna press the button. Okay, I'm gonna skip most of this. Okay, so this is already what I've already read. I assume at a certain point it'll start to change. Because last time, obviously, we just hung out with Miyoshi the whole time, right? This time, we're gonna hang out with Shidou. Break time is automatic, yeah. Technically, I guess there's like 3 break times. The last one is always the chosen one that you have as your husbando, I guess. Who'd be visiting me this late? I open the door to find this dude.
大丈夫か
Oh, Shidou. What are you doing here?
いや別れ際に悲痛な面持ちだったのが気になってなそれに少し話がしたいとも思って
Really? I was just thinking about that too.
そうか今日はいろいろなことがあったからな
Yeah.
あまり思い詰めるなよ
You know what I wonder is that, are we gonna have the same attraction? Like on day 4? Because on day 4, the, you know, the shooting game. That's what we did, right? And Miyoshi's whole route was when Saki had a fever, and then they had a punishment game, I guess. And, you know, got sucked into the whole, like, island horror zombie attack or whatever. I wonder if it changes if you do other different routes. Or maybe it's similar? I don't know, we'll see. So he's worried about us, thanks.
奴には事情があったんだおそらく 俺たちには計り知れない事情が。
Yeah, this is right after Urbe said, "Oh, I'm the traitor." Also, hospital blows up.
それを俺たちが気に病んでも仕方がない。前を向いて明日に備えなければ。俺たちを救おうとした浦部君丸の気持ちが無駄になる。そうだろ。
Yeah, I see what you mean.
それじゃあ今日はもう休め。
10-4, officer. You get some shut-eye too.
ああ、俺も横になる。
It's gonna be some weird 10-4. What do you? I'm just thinking, is there some weird police roleplay going on? He gave me a small grin, turned, and disappeared down the hallway. I have to admit, I feel a little better now. And I assume right after is Mai comes over, right? Or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, it's different. So, all right, time for me to get some sleep. I was gonna need my rest, so the sooner I got into bed, the better. No, actually, Mai does show up again. Well, yeah. So I just press that. We're just skipping the ones we already read before. Yeah, this is why I didn't want to start from the very beginning. Obviously, we start from the very beginning. There's some choices, different choices we can make, and see some extra scenes for the characters that you've chosen to be your husbando for a particular route or whatever. And maybe you'll get some extra CGs, but you know, it's a lot of skipping around. Like there isn't like a faster skip button. You just have to go through all dialogue, even the little mini games they have to do. So I'd rather just do it this way. A hungry Mai shook me awake the next morning. Gosh, I slept like a rock. I must have been more tired than I realized. As Mai and I ate breakfast, I thought back over what had happened the day before. One of us had disappeared in the explosion. There's no getting around it. Just thinking about it made my chest ache, but well, the rest of us are still together. We can handle anything that pig throws at us, can't we? Shidou was right about doing our best to win for Urabe. I dug into my food with renewed determination. I'm really glad Shidou didn't get hurt in the explosion. There was a very good chance I wouldn't have made it out if he hadn't helped me. Too bad Mitarashi wasn't so lucky. He's gotten hurt somehow every day so far. Okay. Probably in this timeline, there was probably a little extra scene before we didn't see because we skipped to this part. But probably instead of Meoshi covering us from the explosion, probably Shidou did that instead. And most recently, he'd been hit in the stomach protecting Wakasa when the hospital exploded. And I don't think that wound he got from taking that arrow from me on the first day is healed yet either. Oh no, peppers are fine. I had realized I've been absently stabbing at a pepper in my salad with my fork as I thought. No, I love bell peppers. Yeah, actually in real life, yeah, bell peppers are ironically not like peppery. You know, when you think pepper, you think spicy, but actually bell peppers are usually not that spicy at all. Which is why I like it, you know, because I don't really like spicy stuff. Hey, after we finish breakfast, you wanna go check out the Mitarashi? Ryusei Oni-chan? Yeah, you know he got hurt, right? I'm a little worried he might just be pretending he's okay. We finish our breakfast quickly and head off to visit Mitarashi. Oh, you're already here? This is different actually. Try to skip, but like, you know, it is different. We were all crammed into his room with Mitarashi sitting in his bed looking grumpy. Is he in pain? Even Mai seemed to realize he wasn't alright, and then immediately jump on him like she had before. Are you okay? Daijoubu? For him, that was as good as I know. Wakasa didn't look very happy either. Maybe he was feeling guilty that Mitarashi had gotten hurt protecting him. He let out a long sigh and leaned back in an uncharacteristic display of resignation.
一時離脱ねえ。しかしあのワルド部がそれを許可すると思うか？
どうかな。
We all frown. I think someone should stay with Mitarashi. I'm just not sure who.
確かにその通りだな。
いやいや、俺のことは気にしなくていいぞ。ゲームのクリアに集中してくれ。ただでさえ戦力が減ってるんだからな。参加者が減れば減るほどクリアは難しくなるだろう。
Dialogue is pretty much the same. It's just, I guess it's technically different, but this has happened before already. So, well, it made sense.
みたらしの付き添いには眉を置いていこうと思う。ゲームに付き合わせたくはないからな。ちょうどいいさ。
Well, that's a good idea. You should be safe here.
マイ、お兄ちゃんの看病できるか
She nodded. Mitarashi shrugged inside.
前の年があと10歳上だったら。
Whoa there. What do you mean by that?
おい。
That's... You shouldn't say that. Oh my god.
冗談だよ、冗談。まあ。
It's just a joke, bro.
俺に任せな。
Not making a really creepy joke. Don't worry about it.
おもりするのはマイなの。
はいはい。わかってますよ。
With that, it was decided. Mitarashi and Mai would stay behind at the hotel. Before long, we arrived at the tower. His tone made me want to punch something, but instead I just ground my teeth and kept quiet.
みたらし流星の一時戦線離脱を認めてもらいたい。怪我で弱っている人間がいてもゲームがつまらなくなるだけだろう。
It seems to be going the same way, so that's why I'm pressing the button to skip, but it's not skipping. I can just leave it on, I guess, in case there is like repeat dialogue. It wasn't quite what I'd been expecting.
怪しいな。何か裏がありそうだ。
Didn't he put up a bigger fight last time? Or maybe I'm misremembering. Oh yeah, I agree. It's too easy. Shidou and I kept our voices low, and if the Count heard us, he didn't say anything. What? Okay. So he's clarifying the rules now. I don't know if he said it last time, but before, you know, like I was wondering, like we technically failed. So doesn't it we failed the whole thing? But I guess he's saying like from now on, no, now I'll like consider the fact that you can escape from the attractions before they blow up. You know, so now he'll like kill them one by one, I guess. I think he kind of mentioned that last time. I don't remember. I don't know. Anyway, oh no, is how we react. Yeah, that's what happened. Technically, we kind of like evaded that, right? Like normally, the idea is that if all the characters they lose at an attraction, they're supposed to die, but they didn't. So.
「それってルールを変更するってこと？そんなのありえないよ！」ああ、最初からのルールならまだわかるが、そんなルール変更は重複しかねる。
His ugly laugh cut out as the screen went black.
やるしかないのか。行こう。少しでも早くアトラクションに行ってゲームを始めた方がいい。
ああ、目押しの言う通りだ。
Okay, let's go. The mood was grim as we headed toward the next attraction. I assume it's the same one, right? Yeah. I'm just thinking that for all 7 routes, we're gonna do a very similar scene where we, leave Mitarashi behind, and then do this again. It's gonna be a lot of repeated, not really like literal dialogue, not literally repeated dialogue, because technically I can't skip it, but it's gonna be like the same outcome. So I don't know. Well, before long, we arrive at our destination, Shooting Colony.
それで今日のアトラクションの内容だが、そういえばみたらしがいないんだったな。
Can't skip.
大丈夫、聞いてきたから。そうか、助かった。それで内容は？シューティングコロニーのアトラクションはムーンライトオックス。それってどんな内容なの？エイリアンに滅ぼされた月面コロニーで生き残った一組の男女が小型艇で宇宙を飛翔する。
Yeah, we've seen this already.
主人公の男女が牛を擬人化したキャラクターなのが特徴。
Cow people. I remember cow people.
牛って人気あるの？それ。
Yeah, I remember Wakasa saying that exactly last time. Yeah, you technically can't skip it. It's me.
なるほど。今度は SF か。
So I guess the biggest difference, by the way, is that Saki doesn't seem to have a fever. Last time, in the Meoshi route, for some reason, I guess, she had like a little fever, but this time not so much. So that's the biggest difference. So maybe this time we're not gonna like pass out in the middle of the attraction or something, or anything like that. Right, we could do it, guys. We looked around at each other and nodded. Underbay gave us this chance. We have to do our best. As soon as we arrived at Moonlight OX, or Ox, is it OX or Ox? Is it Ox like a cow? Well, that makes sense, yeah, because it's cow people. Hogstein's voice boomed out over the speakers. So I guess Ox is not literally a cow. Similar. Escape the colony, that must be what Meoshi was talking about.
ああ、ゲームと同じ内容だな。
今回もいくつかの組に分かれて行動するのか。いや。
Piglet in front of the attraction began waving and gyrating in our direction. So, we're gonna have to drive something as partners?
だいたいそんな感じ。小型艇に登場するために2人1組になる必要があるって。
He's still the best at understanding what they're saying, but I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of it too.
よし、早速2人1組に分かれよう。1人あぶれちゃうけど。僕は1人で構わないよ。
Which makes sense.
まあ、ゲームが得意なことを考えれば、目押しが1人なのは鉄板だろうな。
Who do I want to pair with? I found myself glancing over at Shidou as I did, our eyes met. Then I turned away, startled. What was that? Wait, why do I feel all flustered? Because this is the Shidou route. You're destined to like make out or something. I don't know.
Oi, Inafune Saki.
Yes?
俺と一緒に組まないか。
What?
へじゃない。
I felt my heart jump. Why am I acting like this? Before I could respond, though, Wakasa spoke up. It's NTR mode.
自分だけ女の子と乗ろうなんてずるいよ。ねえ、僕と一緒に乗ろうよ。
Wakasa always does this. He always tries to NTR. Wait, seriously? What's going on here? I had expected to choose between 2 men to end up on my list of things end up on my list of things to do that day. Yeah, NTR, no. Well, this is not the Wakasa route. I don't know if it changes anything if you do that. I imagine what happens is like you say yes to Wakasa, but then Shidou steps up and says, "Nah." because, you know, we're kind of railroaded on Shidou's route anyway. I don't think there's like a weird like pivot to like a Wakasa route, even though we have no affection points with him. Anyway, go with Shidou. Well, Shidou did ask first. It was a silly excuse, but... So, sorry.
がっかりだよ。
He didn't appear too upset though, and just shrugged and walked off. Sorry, I just felt like going to Shidou today. So, why did you ask to partner with me? It didn't quite make sense.
その気になってな。あれからよく眠れただろうかと。どうだ、気持ちは落ち着いたか。
What are you, my mom? Oh yeah, I slept fine. Thanks for checking up on me. Art. He smiled and I felt my heart jumped again. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. The piglets seemed to understand that we finished forming our teams and start wiggling around again.
そこにある小型艇に乗れって言ってる。
よし、行くか。
Right. We all climb into our spaceships. I really wonder, does it change? How much does it change? It's gonna depend, like, whether or not I'm gonna do all the other routes. Because, you know, I wanted to do all the other endings to see, like, how it changes, the story and everything. Well, I guess we'll see. As soon as we were in, each one lurched forward, heading off in a different direction. Apparently, we've been taking different routes. Looks like this turns, and that controls the gun. Fortunately, the controls appear to be pretty simple.
ああ、おそらくハンドルで小型艇を操縦し、レーザーガンで敵を倒すんだ。
I pushed the stick to the side, and the ship began to rotate in that direction. A little more experimentation appeared we could rotate the full 360 degrees.
レーザーガンは銃の扱いに慣れている俺が受け持とう。お前はハンドルを頼む。
No problem. The ship kept moving as we shifted around to get into position.
コロニー損傷度 56%。搭乗員は脱出ゲートを目指し、速やかに避難してください。
The moment the announcement finished, the cockpit display began to flicker to life.
これはこのコロニーのマップか。なるほど。このマークが俺たちの小型艇だな。
The exit they were talking about is over there. I guess that's where we're supposed to go, but what are these PW things?
いくつか点在しているな。
Yeah. Some sort of alien creature had popped up in front of us.
おい、ハンドルを30度右に切るんだ。
Roger. I nodded and brought the ship around.
よし。
He lined up his shot and finally pulled the trigger. That didn't work because he doesn't know about the weak spot. He's not a real gamer. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. With an appropriately lasery noise, a bolt of light shot out from our ship and hit the alien.
やったか。
Yeah, you hit. Wait.
びくともしていない。どういうことだ。
機体の青い宝石を撃つんだ。
なるほど。あの宝石か。
He fired again, hitting the jewel perfectly and turning it from blue to red. Yes, you got him. Accompanied by the sound of an explosion, the alien toppled to the ground.
仲間と通信できるとは知らなかったな。だがおかげで助かった。
よかった。
おい、他のみんなも聞こえるか。
ああ、聞こえるよ。どうやら3グループ同時に通信ができるようだな。
気をつけて。敵も攻撃してくるから。下手するとこっちもやられかねないよ。
了解した。お前たちも気をつけてくれ。何かあったらまた連絡をくれ。
オッケー。
了解。
Be careful. Be careful. We continued forward for a while, shooting at the aliens that showed up, until we reached a fork in the road. Where should we go? One of these heads to the emergency exit, but the other goes to one of the PWs. Normally you just go for the exit, but...
ああ、これはゲームだからな。稲船咲、お前はどう思う？
Okay, this is like a real decision. I don't know if it changes something, but like unlike most of the decisions, you know, that choose whether or not they get love points, and probably you will just get attraction points depending on the decision. I'm curious about the PW. I'm kind of curious what those PWs are about.
同感だ。ただ普通にゴールに向かって終わるわけがないからな。
Alright, PW1 it is.
みんな聞こえるか？俺たちは PW1 に向かう。
了解。僕は脱出ゲートを目指すよ。
オーライ。ならこっちは PW3 を目指すぜ。
Each ship moved off towards its destination. Gonna get love points there. I don't know if that was the correct decision. It seems like it's the correct decision, but... Aliens continued to attack us, but Shidou's skill of the gun never ceased to impress me. Every shot was perfectly placed, and he never missed.
どうやらこのルートは相当厳しいようだな。
The words were barely out of his mouth when the ship shook. We were under attack. Well,
後ろだ。
right. I spun the ship around and Shidou aimed and fired. But just as Shidou pulled the trigger, the alien fired its own gun. And it was aimed straight at me. No! And then I died from the laser beams. Shidou leapt toward the alien.
危ない。
I mean, are they shooting actual lasers? I mean, that seems like actual sci-fi technology. Shidou! How does that work? He put himself in the path of the bullet. Are you okay? My chest felt tight. Too many people had already gotten hurt.
心配するな。お前のことは俺が守ってやるから。
Mamoru. So much Mamoruing. Shidou is definitely the Mamoru route. You know, the guy who's like, I'll protect you forever. I'll protect you. And he just does that, I guess. Like very typical cliche hero that saves the damsel in distress, probably. You know, it's very, I guess. I already said it, but like, you know, it's cliche, you know. But I didn't know what to say. Very traditional, very like, you know, vanilla, I guess. Shidou slowly stood up, grimacing in pain. They're actually shooting like bullets. I don't, because they said bullets. They're actually shooting bullets. It seems like a very dangerous attraction. I guess, you know, maybe that's the point. Be careful. Are you bleeding?
大丈夫だ。確かにものすごい衝撃だったが。 突き刺さったとかそういう感覚じゃなかった。
How does that work? Because if it's a gun, you know, if it's like a real life gun, why would it not go in? Unless it grazed you?
見ろ、ここに俺に当たって落ちた弾がある。
He held up the bullet that just hit him. This is...
おそらく降下後も。
Ah, okay.
とはいえ、バカにできる代物じゃない。下手をすれば気を失うくらいの威力はありそうだ。
Okay, it's rubber bullets. It's still pretty dangerous, but, you know, if it, like, hits your... You know, it can't, you know, rubber bullets doesn't mean, like... You know how, like a lot of weapons that police use? You know? Non-lethal is a misnomer. What it really means is less than lethal, which means it can still kill you. It's just less likely than a real bullet, I guess. So that's what, you know, rubber bullets often are used in, less than lethal weapons. Does it hurt?
流星の言葉じゃないが、こんなものへでもないさ。刑事を甘く見ない方がいいぞ。
Alright.
とにかく気をつけて進もう。
We were almost there when the radio crackled the light.
みんな脱出ゲートにたどり着いたよ。
It was Miyoshi.
どうだ、そのまま脱出できそうか。
ダメだね。ゲートが開けない。どうもパスワードを入力する必要があるみたいだ。
I was trying to think if we see anything that could be a password, when the announcer began to speak.
脱出ゲートへの到達を確認。当コロニーはあと7200秒で自動的に消滅します。
Whoops.
ゲートを解除し、至急外部に避難してください。
What? 7,200 seconds? I can't really... What's that in real... You know, what's that in, like, hours, minutes? I can't do the math. My math, no good.
2時間で
2 hours, okay.
自動的に消滅か毎日爆発絡みで笑えないな
Before I had a chance to respond, Shirabe's voice exploded over the radio.
わかったぞ PW ってのはパスワードのことだ
Is that what it stands for? I guess it does.
するパスワードは全部で4文字ある。
But there are 5 PW points on the map.
どれか一つは外れかよしコーダお前はそこから一番近い PW に向かってくれ
了解 PW2 を目指すよ。
Interesting that, by the way, he just called him Koda? You know, his first name, which is again in Japan means like you're pretty close, you know? Are you already best friends?
よし俺たちはとにかく目の前にある地点のパスワードを手に入れよう
Sounds good. Just like that, our immediate goal changed. Find the password. Oh, Shidou just called Miyoshi by his first name. Yeah, that's I noticed that. We're slowly beginning to trust one another, and it looked like maybe we're starting to grow closer too. That made me happy. Hooray! Yatta! With the aliens exterminated, the PW1 point was ours.
パスワードを入手しました。パスワード O
Oh, okay. Oh. The sound of victory. Awesome.
よし次に進もう
The closest one would be PW5. We notified the others of where we were going and headed off.
おい PW3 のパスワードは N だ次は PW4 に向かうぞ
Apparently he succeeded too.
了解頼んだぞ
That's 2 so far, and it didn't even take us a full hour. I'd say we're doing pretty good.
ああそれより気にならないか
What's that?
トワだ
Yeah, I guess we haven't heard from him, have we? Well, I totally forgotten. Shirabe's voice crackled over the radio.
いや最初は元気だったんだから
どうした
僕流星さんにあんなひどい怪我させちゃって
So that was it. I don't blame him. It sucks when somebody gets hurt because of you. Igarashi had gotten hurt in the first day protecting me, and I still felt bad about it. But Shidou had taken a rubber bullet for me. Rubber bullet for me.
そうか
Huh? I wasn't sure what he meant.
いやアトラクションの入り口でやけにはしゃいでいただろ
Oh yeah, he made a big deal of trying to partner up with me.
うおそらくから元気だろうと思っていた
Oh. Why didn't I see it? Man, I felt like an idiot. Or I feel like an idiot. What do you mean? Actually, I don't get it. What do you mean? As in, like, I guess he was trying to act... Okay, so he was trying to act tough, I guess. Because, you know, in order to make sure no one else felt nervous, I guess. But actually, he was still scared. Because, you know, Wakasa is... Even on the first day, it was kind of obvious that, you know, he didn't want to be in the situation in the first place. Still, I was kind of impressed that Shidou had figured it out.
おいとはくよくよ悩んでいても仕方がないクリアに失敗したらそれこそ流星に申し訳が立たないだろう
そうだよねくよくよしてても仕方がないよね
Even over the radio, he sounded like he was beginning to cheer up. Shidou's pretty nice in his own way.
よしとにかく今はこのアトラクションのクリアに全力を傾けるぞ
He just finished talking when Miyoshi's voice came over the radio. Oh no. The ultimate gamer has been defeated, probably. Miyoshi?
どうしたコーダ
Before he could respond, aliens appeared in front of us and behind us.
くそ、挟み撃ちだと。
Oh no. Shidou squeezed off a shot though at the one in front and spun us around to get to the other one, but... Ah! Before it could, their attack slammed into our ship.
おい、大丈夫か？おい。
Ah! Feedback. The radio.
くそ、ひとまず背後のエイリアンを倒すぞ。
Right.
参ったな。通信がイかれてしまった。これではみんなと連絡を取りようがない。
I'm worried about Meoshi.
ああ、しかし今はパスワードを手に入れることに専念するしかないだろう。
You're right. Our minds made up, we headed for the PW5 point. So far we have O, N, and M. I don't know what that, like what kind of password I'm trying to make. Assuming that one of them isn't like a red herring, you know, because they said there were 4 letters, but there are 5 points, so one of them might be fake. And there's only 25 minutes left on the clock.
この時間ではもう一箇所回るのは無理だな。脱出ゲートに向かおう。
Agreed. Let's just hope somebody else got them.
ああ、その通りだ。
With that, we turn and head off toward the exit. After fighting our way through several more alien attacks, we finally arrive at the exit.
俺たちが最初か。
That's not great. But it seems like, yeah, well, I don't know what happened to Shidou, but it seems like Meoshi, like he's kind of fated, you know, destined to always lose in this game, despite the fact that, you know, he's very good at video games. That's what it always seems. Like, ironically, even though he's, you know, like he has like super gamer skills and everything, it's often shown that he can apply it to these attraction games. He often loses, you know, like he lost the kart racing, he lost this one. What was the one before that? I don't know if you count the horror one. I guess, I don't know, yeah, he also lost the horror one, technically, though. I don't know if that depends on your actions, however. I don't know. Anyway. I heard Miyoshi's last desperate transmission play back in my head. Oh man, I hope he's okay.
ゲートの脇に入力装置があるな。確認してみよう。みんなのことは信じるしかない。
Alright. Just like Miyoshi has said, there was a device next to the door that has spaces for 4 letters. All we've got so far is O, N, and M.
残りは一文字か。
Groaned.
よう、なんとか無事だったようだな。
Okay, these guys are fine.
お待たせ。
Shirobei, Wakasa. We've been so absorbed we hadn't even seen them approach.
待ちかねたぞ。
まだ15分もあるぜ。
They grinned at each other and I smiled to myself.
もう心配したんだからね。どっちも急に通信が途切れたからびっくりしたよ。
Wait, everybody's?
ああ、目押しも苦しそうな声を上げた直後、通信が切れた。
そうか。心配だが時間がない。残りのパスワードはどうなった？
Shirobei shook his head.
最初に伝えた N だけだ。もう一箇所は外れだった。
Okay, so I guess scratch that one off. Well, no, then we have to wait for Miyoshi.
奴が無事であればいいんだ。
Alright, so there's not like a fake letter that kind of tricks us. Instead, the other location just did not have the letter. So, well, we just need one more. What could it be? Because assuming, I guess now we know that there's no red herring on one of the letters, so O, M, N. I don't know, like you have to finish the letter, like, is it in the right order as well? Probably have to. It's kind of like those mini games. You know how those like little mini games where you gotta like choose. There's like different letters that appear, and they gotta make words out of it or something. That kind of like mini game. I don't know what you call it, but kind of like that. Minutes ticked by, and Miyoshi was nowhere to be seen. Finally, Shirobei broke the silence.
そういや、浦部のやつ、結局朝になっても帰ってこなかったな。
Oh, I mean, didn't he explode from the hospital or something? Yeah, I wonder where he is. I'm kind of worried about him. Everyone assumes that he's alive, which is true, I guess, because we did learn that, at least in Miyoshi's route, that he did escape and try to go solo and try to attack the Hogstein by himself and everything. I would assume that he would be dead. I don't know why everyone's assuming that he's not dead. The easy answer is that he's like a corpse, or at least blew up into a million pieces. Well, I bit my lip.
でもあの人裏切り者だよね。
裏切り者。
まあそうだな。アトラクションを爆破して役目が終わったということかもしれんな。
He stroked his beard. He's like, he doesn't have much of a beard, really. I don't know. I could say the positive answer. Everybody's not that kind of person. Everybody's not like that.
でもさ、そんなこと言ったって。
He didn't seem convinced.
いや、俺も奴を信じている。
Really? He nodded and smiled. Heart. Yeah, I knew I couldn't be the only one.
奴は俺たちを救おうとした。それは事実だ。奴がなぜ、どんな思いでワルドブーに従っていたのか。俺たちはそれを知る必要がある。
まあ確かにな。
何か理由があったのかな。
Well, probably, I mean, again, it seems like Urube was being a traitor under duress, really. So probably he was being blackmailed with something, or I don't know, something like that. Maybe we'll learn more.
真実を聞くまでは信じるべきだ。俺たちは命を共にしたチームなんだからな。
Maybe we'll learn more when we do his route. I wonder how that worked. Do we just leave everyone and just go meet up with Urube or something? Go on a secret mission to capture Hogstein or something? I don't know. A team. We're a team. The power of friendship. After a moment, Wakase and Shirobei nodded. Good. I feel like we're on the same page now. I let out a quiet sigh of relief.
残り5分か。今からでも目押しのやつを迎えに行くべきか？
The clock was running down and everybody could feel it. Look!
あれはコータの小型艇だ。
Oh, did he make it? He'd arrived with only minutes to spare.
無事でよかった。
いや、無事なのか？
パスワードは。
Oh, okay, similar to ours. Dead. It was message delivered. Miyoshi crumpled to the floor. I can't believe Miyoshi's dead. Miyoshi?
どうした？コータ、しっかりしろ。
酔った。は
Huh? just car sick? Huh?
実はずっと酔いがひどくて、さっきの通信の時。
うめき声を上げた時か？
Yeah, obviously, I guess he wouldn't be defeated by the aliens. He's too much of a gamer to lose to a video game-based attraction. It's more so the physical aspect, I guess, that made him groan.
あの後すぐにエイリアンに撃たれて通信が途切れたんだ。
He got shot?
大丈夫。機体の方だから。
Okay. Ah. I felt some of the tension leave me. Alright, this time he did not lose, I guess.
苦手みたいだ。頑張ったな、コウタ。お前は少し休んでいてくれ。
So it really is, you know, if Saki did not burden him with her being sick and everything, then he would have actually been fine. In his route anyway. Alright, so we got it. So I guess M-O-N-O, mono, is that what it is? We left Miyoshi to sit down for a bit and headed back to the exit. I was wondering if we needed to like put the password together or something. But no.
さて、あとは文字を打ち込む順番だが、これは簡単だな。
The correct order has got to be Noom. Okay, maybe Moon actually. Yeah, actually Moon makes sense. I was thinking mono. Mono, I mean, is a word. You know, so I guess Moon also makes sense because we are literally on the moon, or like a sci-fi setting anyway. I don't know if we're actually on the moon. I mean, the setting is like around the moon or something. I guess we'll just think it's moon, right?
普通に考えればそうだよね。ここって月面コロニーって設定らしいし。
Not a very secure password. Shidou typed moon into the device next to the door. Ah yes, space. A loud noise filled the room and the PA began to speak.
スペースコロニークリア。
Yay!
ひとまず第一関門クリアか。
Only the first part. There'll be more?
危なかったね。時間ギリギリだったよ。
And now she's just pushing down his vomit. We climbed back into our ships and headed for the exit. We're literally in space now. We passed through the open exit and found ourselves flying through space. We're actually still just moving down a set path, but the gentle up and down motion of our spaceship made it feel like we were flying.
遊園地好きな流星がいれば喜んだかもしれないな。
Yeah, but then he'd probably get mad and act like he didn't care. Why do you think he's so worried about we'll figure out he loves amusement parks?
まったくバレバレだというのにな。
We giggled at the thought of Mitarashi trying desperately to cover up his apparently embarrassing enthusiasm.
最後のミッションです。小型艇が撃ち落とされる前にボスエイリアンを倒してください。
As soon as the announcement was finished, aliens appeared all around us.
すぐに撃ち落とさないとまずい。サキ、行くぞ。
Right. I was surprised for a moment to hear him call me by name, but it didn't last long.
左に旋回、45度だ。
Roger. Roger, Roger. By now, our teamwork was pretty tight, and we plowed through aliens like a thresher on a deadline. That's an interesting metaphor. Miyoshi seemed to be feeling better, and Shirabe and Wakasa were holding their own as well.
これでだいたい片付いたか。
And what could only be described as boss music began to play. Literally the music that I've always been playing in this game. Do you think this is the general?
ああ、来るぞ。
The, you know, climactic music.
うひゃー、でかい。
あれを全部撃てってのか？
Unlike the other aliens we fought, this one had 4 jewels, and they were scattered across its body.
あの4箇所を狙えということか。おい、サキ、右に30度、旋回だ。
Roger! I twisted the stick to the right, and our ship turned. Got him!
いや、ちょっと待て。よく見ろ。
Huh? You do a blink red for a moment or so, then turn blue again. Well, as it turns out, you have to hit them all at once. How does that work, though? Because we can't. We only have 3 people. Or at least, you know, 3 cars, anyway.
聞いてないみたいだ。
What's going on?
俺たちも撃つぞ。
Come on, guys, you don't get it? You gotta hit him all at once, simultaneously. Shidou and Wakaza hit the jewel too, but the result was the same.
おかしい。いくら撃っても宝石が青く戻ってしまう。一体どうなっているんだ。
Almost as if in response, the alien general slammed its huge body into our ship. Ah! Our ship shook so hard I had to hang on tight or risk being thrown out.
大丈夫か。
Yeah, I'm fine, but why can't we beat it?
わからない。だが何か理由があるはずだ。
Shidou took another shot at one of the jewels just as Miyoshi did the same.
なんだこの音は。
Look, the jewels you shot are blinking faster. The blinking was faster. Both turned blue again almost immediately. This is just playing a video game. What was that? They both hit jewels at the same time. I feel like I've almost got it. Are really gonna intuition insight for something as simple as this? As if I've never touched a video game in my life. I feel like that's a demographic. I mean, I guess that's what they were trying to do, you know, developers of this game. It's like a Tome game, so they made it really casual, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, when we shot a jewel, it didn't stay red. But when Shidou hit it a moment ago, I heard a weird noise. I ran away. It's like they're resonating or something. The jewel started blinking faster, and something was definitely different. We killed them. I feel like what caused the difference is the answer. I think it was because Miyoshi and Shidou attacked at the same time. Which made the two jewels blink. We shot them with a turn total. But both of them turned blue again, so we're not sure how to defeat the alien general. Well, if I knew how to do this, I wouldn't be doing this, would I? Looks like a little like Hogstein, huh? If we took too long, it gives us another body slam. That was pretty serious. I fall off. We might not make it. So how the heck are we supposed to beat it? Well, I mean, I'd probably attack at the same time. That's probably the answer. But I'll probably just hit some other clues just in case. I don't know. But something else is that. Blinking, maybe? It'd be kind of cool. I don't know if they're going to do it later on, but it would be kind of cool if this bomb explosive insight or whatever would be a little bit more complicated, you know, by making you choose not just one of the words that would be correct, but rather some maybe even like 2 words. You gotta combine them or something. That would be interesting. Anyway, but it's funny how like, oh, this important moment. How can we figure it out? Let's just hit them all at once. Wait, what if we attack all 4 jewels at the same time? Wow.
なるほど。さっきの音は同時に宝石が赤く光ったからか。
You'd think Miyoshi would figure that out, you know, like 0.5 seconds into the fight. He would already know. Where's your gamer credentials, Miyoshi? You would know this. Yeah.
しかし4カ所同時に狙い撃つのは小型艇が3機しかない今不可能だ。
You're right. Gosh, if only all 7 of us were here.
小型艇も4機になるはずだった。
Of course. Suddenly, Hogstein's comment about us rolling of a smaller crew made sense. This is what he was talking about.
くそ、弾丸は発射してから次の弾が装填されるまでに少しタイムラグがある。同時に4カ所狙うのは不可能だ。
I was gonna say, it makes me wonder how, you know, in Miyoshi's route, he kind of abandoned his car, right? So in his route, how did, like, Shidou, Urabe, and Wakasa, how did they finish the fight by themselves? They only had 2 cars. Well, I guess we'll see. Shidou punched the side of the spaceship angrily. Now we have to think, there's gotta be another way. I closed my eyes and thought furiously. Okay, so there is gonna be a second part for the explosive insight. So it's not that easy. It reminds me of the other one, you know? Back at the Alice cart or whatever. The one with the ceiling that was gonna fall on us. There was like a really easy one, but then the next one was actually a little bit harder. This was like I guess 2 in a row. Tag all of them at once. That would mean we just have to hit all 4 jewels, right? But we had like a stick or something. Not that a stick would have worked very well, the alien was too far away, still. Or maybe not, we're not gonna have another explosive insight? Maybe it's just gonna work out. There was a glint in his eye. Huh? But what are you gonna do? Probably instead of asking questions, we should probably just say, sure. Yes, I trust you.
感謝する。
He flashed a wide smile, then stood up and handed me the controls of the ship's gun. What? Oh yeah.
おいみんなよく聞け。同時に4つの宝石を狙うぞ。コータは右、トアは左、サキは腹。一発勝負だ。
I get it. He has his own gun. You know, he has a 9mm pistol that he's just gonna use. Wouldn't that just break the game? Using like a real live bullet, you know? He pulls something out of his jacket, a smooth black pistol.
みんな俺の号令に合わせろ。
He planted his foot on top of a ship and glared at the alien general. I tightened my grip on the ship's gun and aimed it at my jewel. Suddenly, the alien fired. Watch out! The bullet shot past Shidou's face, grazing his cheek and setting his sunglasses flying. He didn't even blink. Wow, that would be cool. That would be kind of cool anime scene, you know? I don't know if this game ever had an anime adaptation. I don't know if it does. But definitely that would be like something that we animated as like a climactic part of the episode or something. Shidou?
大丈夫だ。集中しろ。
Right. I turned back to the gun, my heart pounding in my chest. I could feel my hands getting slick with sweat.
撃て。
Attack! Phew, oh, there you go. That's the CG right there. What is he using? It looks like a Beretta. Is that? I mean, you know, a lot of media tends to use the Beretta when they always have pistols in their like in their things. You know, movies, TV shows, video games. Almost always a Beretta if it's not like a gun type kind of show. You know, where they focus on weapons. Or bullets shot out. And 4 jewels turn red. One of the jewels is probably broken. You know, I don't know if it breaks the electronics of the actual alien thing. The roaring sound of an explosion filled the air, and the alien general sank down onto the floor.
やれやれ。これは始末書ものだな。
Yeah. Let's see. Well, during the amusement park, I had to use my gun because I had to shoot an alien like animatronic in like a deadly game involving other people, whatever. It's in the right hand of the police report. He gave me a shaky grin, then sat down hard. There was blood dripping from the cut his sunglasses left on his forehead. Are you okay? I pulled a handkerchief out of my pocket and pressed it against the wound.
ああ、すまないな。
Your sunglasses broke. Oh no.
目の色素が弱いんでな。強い光が苦手なんだ。
Really? Is that... Oh,
暗いアトラクションで幸いだったよ。
he really is wearing gamer glasses? That's what it is? That's actually what it was? I thought it was just for fashion, you know? But that's actually a thing. He has like, you know, a aversion to bright lights maybe. And that's why he's literally wearing gamer glasses. But if they're broken now... Before I could finish my sentence, he slipped out his hand into his jacket and pulled out another pair of glasses. Okay, obviously, we're not gonna like draw a different sprite where he doesn't have glasses. Wait, what? Aren't those
常に3セット携帯している。
always keeping a spare? In fact, 2 spares, really. He kept a straight face for only a second or so before grinning and then finally laughing outright. I couldn't help but join in.
漆黒の宇宙クリア。
The bodiless voice echoed through space. We did it.
ああ、お前のひらめきのおかげだ。
You know, I wonder, well, I mean, maybe it doesn't matter, but then how did they do it in Meoshi's route? In Meoshi's route, Meoshi wasn't there, right? So they only had like 2 guns. Plus the other gun that Shidou would have, so only 3 guns, then how did they fight the general? I don't know. Oh well. Doesn't matter. He gave me a smile, then reached out and tousled my hair. You know, maybe I'm thinking like maybe Wakasa or Shirobe maybe had like a different range weapon. Maybe maybe Shirobe had like a snack that he could throw at the jewel. That's probably what happened, you know? In addition to the gun, probably that's what Shirobe did. If I had to guess. I froze and felt my eyes widen. No, it's nothing. Shidou pulled back his hand quickly, looking as surprised by his own action as he had been by my reaction. I didn't expect that, although I guess it wasn't really bad, per se, doki doki, I guess. It was kinda nice,
ゲーム
I guess.
ステージ4を完全クリア。報酬アイテムを入手しました。
The sudden announcement had taken me by surprise, and as soon as it finished, a compartment in front of the seat popped open.
宝箱だな。
Yeah, it is. Everyone let off a long sigh of relief.
やれやれ。今日はなんとか爆破されずに済んだな。
助かった。
I took a deep breath. The air outside tasted so good. But the calm was shattered by an all too familiar voice. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
そんなことより、なぜ小型艇が4台ないとクリアできないことを黙っていた。
I was starting to get pretty tired of Hogstein's selfishness. Uh-oh, nap time. Same. Do. We're risking our lives and he just says to forget about it? And why does he get to complain about that jewel? We only shot it because he didn't tell us about the ship when we didn't have a choice. How could he act like a stupid jewel is more important than our lives? Get mad. The only reason the jewel got broken in the first place because he didn't tell us stuff he should have. And you just blew up an entire attraction. How do you get to lecture us about breaking a jewel? And just like that, he seemed to just forget all about his earlier frustration. Then the screen went dark. Man, what a long day.
ああ、だがなんとか乗り切れてよかった。僕はまだちょっと酔いが。
今日は早々に横になった方がいいな。
僕もうヘトヘトだよ。
After taking a few minutes to catch our breaths, we headed for the restaurant. Once we arrived, I asked the piglet on duty if we could get our food to go. We decided to eat with Mitarashi in mind instead of in the restaurant. I think he's saying, of course? I still wasn't quite sure how to interpret the piglet's strange movements. Let's see, I like a barbecue pork and a kid's meal. I read off the list of meals I got from the others. I guess that's okay? It nodded several times and began to move toward the kitchen before I held out a hand to stop it. Oh, one more thing. Could you lend me a first aid kit? The piglet nodded and disappeared. They're so weird. I can't tell if they're men or women, and they can or won't talk. At least they're not attacking us or something. I was still thinking when a piglet appeared with our food in the first aid kit. After thanking it, I headed back to our table, where Shidou sat, deep in thought. Hey,
ああ、どうかしたか？
can I see your back? You got hit, remember? I just want to make sure you're okay.
単なる打ち身だ。大したことはない。
Well then there's no harm in letting me take a look, let's go! Take off your
な
shirt.
んだかやけに強引だ。
Off of your shirt! He grumbled and frowned and took off his jacket and turned his back to me. I lifted his shirt to see a massive black and blue bruise. This is because he was looking out for me. I felt sad and angry at myself, but I couldn't take back what had already happened, so I just did what I could to treat it and pulled his shirt back down. I must have looked upset because I felt him lay a hand on my shoulder.
そう気にするな。
I know, it's just...
俺は刑事だ。こう見えて数々の修羅場をくぐり抜けてきた。こんな打ち身、大したことないさ。
Thanks.
そんなことより、ホテルが接岸するまでまだ時間がある。ギリギリまで浦部を探さないか。
Yeah, we can't just leave him out here.
ああ、そうと決まったら行くぞ。
We told the others, then headed off to look. Back to the crater. I don't think there's anyone there. If Urabe's there, you would see his limbs, blown off. Our first stop was the ruins of the blood-stained hospital. Shidou looked at them and sighed.
やはりここにはいないか。
It barely even looked like, well, anything. The explosion had turned into a twisted mass of broken concrete and bent metal. We made our way to where we last seen Urabe, but there was no trace of him. Where is he? Shidou grumbled and began to pick his way back out of the wreckage. He looks pretty upset. Makes sense though, I'm too. Shidou took his job very seriously, and that meant he felt responsible for our safety. I suppose that's why he took that bullet from me. For a moment I remember the horrible looking bruise on his back. This is very like, I don't want to say it's inaccurate, but it's a very I would say romantic, but not like a lovey-dovey romantic, but like romantic in the sense of optimistic, optimistic view of police officers, That's what I. But then again, it's Japanese police officers, so maybe the institution is different from the police in other parts of the world anyway. Because not every police officer is like a hero that's gonna take a bullet for you necessarily. They're more about catching criminals. But not this one, I guess. Why is he so determined? He didn't know that was a rubber bullet when he jumped in front of it. He was kind of a jerk to me on the first day, but I think his heart was in the right place. And he pretended to fight Mitarashi to tell him his plan on day 2. He was the only person worried about Wakasa, and he said we should trust Urabe. He did seem kinda cold sometimes, but the more I thought about it, the more it seemed like he acted that way because he didn't want to put people in danger. But he's not just like that because he's a cop. There's something else. Shidou.
なんだ。
When I say Shidou, now I'm thinking Cheetos? That's not right. Anyway. Why are you always going out your way to protect people? Are you like, Emi Ashiro from Fate's Day Night? Is that basically your MO? He turned to look at me surprised. Was that a weird question? He frowned and thought for a moment.
それは。
You see, my adopted father was a Segi no Mikata and saved me in like the...
いや、なんでもない。まあ、昔にいろいろあってな。
Well, that wasn't very helpful. It looked like that was a touchy subject. I felt a little bad for bringing it up. We continued our search for Urabe in silence until Shidou's phone rang.
もしもし。ああ。なんだと。 わかった。すぐに行く。
Is something wrong?
調べさんからだ。浦部がいた形跡を発見したと。
Where?
タワー前の広場らしい。急ごう。
Right. Shirabe,
ああ、やっと来たか。これを見てくれ。
what do you find? Oh. Okay, Urabe's like a little bead thing. He had a string of red prayer beads. Urabe was wearing this.
一体どこに落ちていたんだ。
あそこの前だ。
He pointed to the large door ascending from the tower. Is he in there?
確証はないかな。
中には入れないのか。
調べてはみたが、おそらく無理だろう。
That's bad. I frowned and looked up at the castle.
ひとまず奴が爆発に巻き込まれていないと分かっただけでも。
I guess that confirms that.
ああ、
Maybe? Or it could be someone took his, prayer beads and just left it there. I don't know. Do you think he's okay?
きっと大丈夫だ。奴ならきっと。
I got the feeling he was reassuring himself as much as me. Oh, Urabe, I hope you're okay.